Can we talk about something that doesn't get enough attention? I'm talking about the fact that cars are out there driving themselves. This is not absolutely wild to anyone else other than myself, but this is happening more than just with cars. Every year, more of life goes on autopilot. What happens when we start living our whole lives on autopilot? Well, we go through the motions. We wake up, we get to our classes, we do our homework, we make it through practice, hit the bed at night, and do it all over again the next day. We're coasting, we're on cruise control. We're watching the world happen through a windshield of our life on autopilot. And if we do this, things can get dark really quick. Living on autopilot can eventually cause us to feel down, because if we're honest, there's a lot going on in the world that's not great. And when we're on autopilot, that's kind of all we see. Soon, it begins to feel like that's all that's there. This kind of autopilot leaves us thinking something like, there has to be more to life than this. We know deep down that we were made for more. Whether we struggle with this feeling all the time or just in certain seasons of our life, we all know what it's like to live on autopilot. So, what is the life that we really want? Well, I looked up songs with the good life somewhere in them, and here's what they had to say about the good life and what it looks like. It looks fun. There's sex, there's food, there's money, there's cars, there's big cities. But come on, let's be real. This isn't what life looks like for most of us. So if this is the best that's out there, then we must be looking for something different. Deep down, we're looking for a different kind of good life. How in the world can we find that good life? Well, Jesus says this, "The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. I have come so that they may have life and have it to the full." Jesus is saying there is a way of life out there that only leads to hurt, pain, and sadness. But I'm here to show you how to live the good life. I can show you how to get the most out of what this life has. Years later, a guy named Paul tells us what comes naturally to us as human beings, kind of what life can start to look like lived on autopilot. He says this, "It is obvious what kind of life develops out of trying to get your own way all the time. Repetitive loneliness, cheap sex, a stinking accumulation of mental and emotional garbage, frenzied and joyless grabs for happiness, magic, slow religion, paranoid loneliness, cutthroat competition, all-consuming yet never satisfying wants, a brutal temper, importance to be loved, divided homes, divided lives, small-minded and lopsided pursuits, the vicious habit of depersonalizing everyone into a rival, uncontrolled and uncontrollable addictions, ugly parodies of community," and he could literally go on. Not to throw shade, but this doesn't sound like the good life to me at all. So what is our alternative? What is the good life? Well, Paul tells us in the next verse. He says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control." These words characterize Jesus' life here on earth. And the good news is, Paul is very clear about how we get them. He says that they are the fruit of the Spirit, meaning what naturally comes from the Spirit. The Spirit Paul is talking about is the Holy Spirit, the power that Jesus promised to his followers. That might sound strange, but spiritually is actually a big part of Christianity. As Christians, the Spirit lives in us at the core of who we are. The Spirit is the force inside of us moving towards a life that is more in line with what God is like and what Jesus demonstrated in his own life here on earth. So let's talk about how to make this a reality. There are 2 steps you can start taking this week. First, turn off autopilot. Getting off autopilot is all about awareness. It's about paying attention. Where is your life really heading? What's guiding you? What's leading you in the way you think, the way that you act? Are you directed more towards Paul's first list or the list of the fruit of the Spirit? And the second thing is choose another way. The good life starts when we choose to go a different way with the life that we have. God gives us the chance to choose. We can easily stay on autopilot and head wherever culture, society, or the algorithm takes us. Or we can choose to turn off autopilot and go a different path, the way of the Spirit. You can start to choose a different way by asking yourself, where did I see God today?